within jazz, the thing that sampling, I think the idea of it comes from the riff that people used to play in the 1930s and 40s. You know, I don't know if I can play piano right now, but even say Fats Waller. That's the intro to The Joint is Jumping. Right? That's how he starts. So you have this thing, this little line. You hear big bands do that all the time, you know, play like little riffs in those bands in the 30s and 40s. Basie Band, Ellington Band, Fletcher Henderson Band, you know, all these bands did that. You know why? Because people were out there dancing. And so they're looking for that thing that keeps them moving. And it's a rhythmic phrase, you know. So sampling 50 years later comes along as a way of also kind of making this bed, you know, or this foundation that then a lyricist can come just share their story on top of. And what producers who are making these songs were trying to figure out was, you know, where can I find not necessarily the most obscure thing, but, you know, maybe the more lyrical or maybe more melodic thing. And so through that, you were able to hear a lot of James Brown's music, a lot of Parliament Funkadelic's music, and I don't know, I just learned so much about two musics at the same time. You know, learn about very new hip hop, you know, but then also learn about Ahmad Jamal, you know. It was like, oh, this is this is the best way to learn. This is where so much is kind of condensed, where you can get both histories, a very new history and a past one kind of reconfigured. So sampling was a, you know, it was a way for a lot of us to learn about the history of music, especially the history of black music in America. There was this rap group called Wu-Tang Clan, and they sampled Thelonious Monk. They sampled Thelonious Monk playing Duke Ellington. So it's 1990 referencing 1950 when Monk made this record, referencing 1920 when Ellington made that song. So just in one song, you hear this long history of American music in the 90s. And so that made a lot of sense to me because I was interested in hip hop, but I was also interested in where they got the samples from. And a lot of those samples weren't necessarily coming from Thelonious Monk, but they were coming from people like Art Blakey, Horace Silver, you know. And that was all part of the music I was also interested in. So it seemed cohesive at that moment.